Hello everyone. Welcome back to Jikook Magic. What happens when BTS's opening concert isn't just spectacular, but also filled with rain, tie-in, and those small moments that warm your heart. Amid a drenched stage and unfriendly weather, they still gave their all. And that's exactly where we got to see the most genuine side of BTS. From the incredible energy that shook the stadium, to the sweet interactions between Jimin and Jungkook that quietly stole the spotlight. This concert wasn't just a show. It was a living, breathing experience. And trust me, there were moments that might seem simple, but are the hardest to forget. BTS's tour has officially begun, and their opening concert instantly proved why they still stand firmly at the top of the global music industry. From the very first second, the energy they radiated felt so powerful. Not just a performance, but a level of totality born from dedication, experience, and the emotional bond they've built with ARMY over the years. The stage wasn't just a place to perform, but a space where emotion, hard work, and love came together in one living moment. The heavy rain pouring non-stop became a dramatic element that strengthened the atmosphere. Instead of being a barrier, it blended seamlessly into the concept of the show. The stage lights reflecting on the raindrops, the wet floor, and the members continuing to perform at their best created visuals that were both stunning and emotional. They sang, danced, and interacted without hesitation, as if the conditions meant nothing. And that's where the real strength lay. Their sincerity felt even more real. ARMY responded with just as much energy. Even though they were soaked and had to endure the cold, they stayed, sang along, and gave endless support. The bond between BTS and their fans felt incredibly strong, going beyond the typical relationship between artist and audience. There was a sense of mutual care, understanding, and support that naturally formed throughout the concert. Amid all the grandeur and emotion, many eyes were once again drawn to the interactions between Jimin and Jungkook. Without long dialogue or exaggerated gestures, their closeness was felt through the smallest things. A brief glance, a soft smile, and simply being there for each other at the right moments. It all felt sincere, warm, and impossible to ignore. One of the most memorable moments came from Jimin as the rain grew heavier. In a casual and honest tone, he mentioned that he was soaked all the way through to his underwear. The comment was met with warm laughter from the crowd, easing the emotional tension. It was such a human moment, not as a perfect idol, but as someone honest and real in front of fans. Meanwhile, Jimin and Jungkook's interactions continued to stand out in subtle ways. At one point, Jungkook pulled his hood closer, leaned in, and whispered something into Jimin's ear. No one knows exactly what he said, but Jimin's reaction, a small smile afterward, said everything about their closeness. Light touches, spontaneous gestures, and exchanged expressions created a chemistry that felt completely natural. The concert also featured new choreography that highlighted their harmony as a duo on stage. During Dynamite, their movements were in sync, full of energy yet still light and fun. Every step and expression felt like its own language, telling a story of friendship, trust, and joy in performing together. The audience was drawn into that emotion, making the experience feel more intimate and personal. Overall, this opening concert showed BTS at their most human. They laughed, joked, faced the challenges of the weather, and still gave their best. Nothing felt hidden, everything was real. And in that imperfection, the beauty of the concert became even more meaningful. After the concert ended, Jimin took time to go live. Still wet and looking slightly shy, he showed up to greet fans. He even joked that maybe he should have worn a hat or hoodie to look more presentable. But he chose to appear just as he was, a simple decision that showed how much he values his connection with fans. During the live, Jimin shared how long and exhausting the day had been. He expressed sincere gratitude to ARMY, who attended and showed concern for those who had to endure the rain and cold. He even apologized if the concert felt difficult, showing deep empathy. Despite receiving so much praise, Jimin remained humble. He focused more on the audience's experience than his own. For him, ARMY's happiness matters most. He also shared that this was a moment he had long been waiting for, making it deeply emotional and meaningful. behind that happiness, he was also honest about the challenges on stage. The weather had affected some elements of the performance, like the visual effects, which made him feel a bit frustrated. Still, he saw it as a lesson to improve in the future. He also talked about the creative process behind the concert, how they experimented, tried new things, and adjusted the concept to deliver the best experience possible. On the other hand, BTS's appearance on Hot Ones showed a different yet equally authentic side. In a relaxed setting, they took on the challenge of eating increasingly spicy wings while answering deep questions. From the start, their dynamic felt warm and playful. As the spice level increased, their reactions shifted, from calm to panicked, from confident to doubtful. But that's exactly what made it so entertaining. A mix of honesty, humor, and togetherness. They teased each other, laughed, and almost gave up, but went through it together. Amid the chaos, Jimin and Jungkook's interactions once again stood out. There was a moment when Jimin gently patted Jungkook's head. A simple gesture filled with meaning. Jungkook responded with warm glances, showing a sense of comfort that words couldn't fully express. Their chemistry felt consistent, both on stage and in casual settings like this. During the concert, Jungkook was seen clapping enthusiastically after Jimin's speech. He also helped Jimin onto the stage at one point, a small but sincere act. Moments like these might seem simple to some, but for ARMY, that's exactly where the magic lies. The way Jungkook looks out for Jimin, the way Jimin responds so gently, it all feels natural and full of warmth. In the end, this opening concert wasn't just about music or a grand performance. It was about the journey, the emotions, and the bond built over the years. Through rain, laughter, exhaustion, and happiness, BTS created something unforgettable. And among it all, the small details, like the interactions between Jimin and Jungkook, became the sweet touches that made the experience even more special. Not because they were big or dramatic, but because of the sincerity and warmth they carried. Something simple, yet deeply meaningful. Ultimately, this opening concert wasn't just about music, nor just about a grand stage or perfect choreography. It was about sincerity, about how BTS kept standing, smiling, and giving their all even as the rain poured endlessly. And within it, the small moments between Jimin and Jungkook remind us that warmth, care, and togetherness don't have to be grand to feel truly meaningful. So, out of all the moments in this concert, which one stayed with you the most? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with fellow ARMY. See you in the next Jikook Magic.